I'm going to show you how to create the AI skill that solves the biggest problem for content creators, and that is the ability to get content ideas mapped to the platform that you are trying to grow your audience in. I'm going to show you how to do it in 3 easy steps. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, so I see a lot of people sharing their AI content systems online, and they're all kind of good, but I'm here to throw down the gauntlet that I think I have the best AI content system, better than all of these folks. Now, the thing I'm going to show you is like one skill, which is getting content ideas. So I want to show you this one because it's one of my favorite, and I think it's the number one thing that most people can build that will really help them create content, because one of the hard things to do is continually coming up with great ideas. That is a good starting point to create content that your audience will love. And I think I figured out a good way to do this, actually a great way to do this that is working really well for me, and I want to share it with all of you. Now, the first thing you'll notice about my system is that my content team is available in Claude, and it's also available in ChatGPT. And so it has context, it keeps the context between both. I can operate this in Claude or I can operate in ChatGPT, so I don't have to be wondering, should I create content in one or the other? And both of them have access to all of the things that I'm going to show you because of the way I built it. So the thing that I'm going to show you is the ideas, and then I'm going to show you why they're so good and the things that you can build to do the same thing yourself. So we go down here and we say, hey, we want great content ideas. And so it will go through and it will start to do a couple of things. It will look at my audience profile that I'm going to show you, and that is like number one, audience profile. You want to make sure you have a really rich audience profile that is not an ideal customer profile. It helps you to craft content that people react to. Number two, it will look at my winning platform patterns. And so it's going to look at my audience that I'm going to show you. Then it's going to look at, hey, I see you are just asking for content ideas, so I'll check all your profiles. If I said, hey, create content ideas for LinkedIn or Substack, YouTube, TikTok, it will only look at the winning patterns from that specific platform. What are winning patterns? I'm going to show you. And so look how good these ideas are. So these proven ideas are mapped to things that work really well for me on LinkedIn and Substack. And because you would say, well, just because these things have worked in the past does not mean they will work in the future. And is it not just regurgitating the same thing? No, because you'll see it's trying to map to patterns, not specific topics, and I'll show you that. But there's a couple in here that immediately I see will work really well for my audience. Now, the big thing is you are the domain expert, you are the content creator, you have great taste, you have great judgment. The wrong workflow, and I see people doing this, is, hey, please give me some ideas about how marketers should use AI. Here's some ideas about how marketers should use AI. Great. Can you create the LinkedIn post on this idea? Sure. Here's a LinkedIn post. Vomit, text, put live, sucks. What do I mean by that? This one here, right? This is a good idea because this idea I can immediately see would work well for my audience. This is basically saying AI doesn't fix your operating system. AI can't fix a fuzzy ideal customer profile or untrusted data. It helps you produce confusion faster. Okay, because I'm the content creator, I know my audience. I've created content for long enough that I know that AI without systems is chaos, or AI without operating system is chaos. There's a great quote around this from Atomic Habits. James Clear basically said that something without systems is chaos, and I think about that as AI. And so I already can see how I could craft something great for my audience about this, and obviously I would do the extra step, which is the deep dive research. This one here would work really well. I saw this one here, but basically the marketing org renovation. So marketing leaders are redesigning org charts instead of reimagining the work. This is very true. There's a great story, and I've told this before, about the electric motor coming to the factory floor. When the electric motor first came to the factory floor, the factories just like integrated it into the current system, and they saw no productivity upside. It was called a productivity paradox. And it wasn't until they redesigned the floor around the electric motor that they saw a real upside. So I already have something in my head that could work really well here. I would still go on and do the deep dive outline. This is really good. I've talked about this for 2 years. Everyone is fixated on AI being integrated into marketing, sales, your go-to-market, and how disruptive that will be. Well, actually, I think the most disruptive thing is going to be AI agents doing the buy-in, right? How do you market, sell to agents? And that to me is interesting. That's always been an incredibly interesting take. And so that I can see me creating a piece of content on this. Now, skills tend to never work 100% of the way you think it will work. And that is specifically true when I build something that is AI assistant agnostic, which means mine works in Claude, ChatGPT, I could add it to anywhere and it will work the same way because of how I built it. But you can see it's doing something odd here in that it should be showing me what platform it's recommended. So it has recommended this one for Substack, right? I think this is a good map for Substack because it's loaded all of my patterns. And I would ask it, hey, you haven't done that for the others, and we would refine it, right? Always be refining your skills and plugins. Now, trend and upside, this is so cool, right? This is basically looking at my audience and saying over the last 30 days, when I check Reddit, when I check X, when I check the web, when I check all the sources that I've given it through these MCP servers, here's the things that people are talking about. This one here from Levi, which is the CEO of Box, I think. You can see it's pulled in. This is a viral thread, 1960 likes. This is very similar to what I talked about, that AI without systems is chaos. And so that's a pretty good indicator that post will work really well. It's in the proven pattern. It's in the trend and upside. That's kind of what we want. There's one here. Here it is from Clairvaux. This is a really good one, right? Your leader's lack of AI hard skills is the bottleneck. I saw a job posted this week where a marketing leader was hiring your kind of VP of AI strategy. The person who owns AI in marketing and the AI strategy is the marketing leader. You don't outsource that part of your job. And they think that would make a great post. And look, I've got validation and I can ask it to actually do a deep dive. It has a Clairvaux thread that has gone viral. Now, again, there's always continual improvement. And so one of the interesting things here is it should have told me the platform. It should have done this for each of the posts. It didn't. I suspect the reason it didn't is some of these are coming from the web. Some of these are coming from Reddit, and some of them are coming from like places where it can gather that data from, but tiny little incremental improvements. If you loved that episode and you want all of the resources, you can click the link in the description or scan the QR code to get them all delivered to your inbox. So why are these so well mapped to what I want to do? Well, the content profile is a big part of that. This is not an ideal customer profile. This is how you build tasteful content and tasteful assets for the audience, right? It's a very different type of thing, and it's being updated continually. I update it every month. I refine it every month based upon all of the performance data that I'm gathering. And you can see here, I can log results, and that login results updates the context, which is in this case, I'm going to show you the audience profile and the winning patterns, and it actually updates all these skills to make them run better. So you can see here, this is my audience profile. So this is what it checks. This is wrong. It should be April 2026. So that's interesting. The audience identity, so who they are, these are kind of like more standard stuff, how they see themselves, their sophistication level. And again, I do not use my system to create finished pieces of content. I do not copy and paste from AI. Now, I want to say something really quick on that. I see all these things about like remove your AI slop, and I think that's great. Like I get it. There is a huge backlash at the moment from people using AI to craft things. And if it's really obvious that you crafted that thing with AI, now I just always prefer creating the content, and AI is giving me all of the building blocks to create great content. And research is one of those building blocks. But I have a problem with people calling a lot of what AI does and writing slop. It's annoying. It's not slop. These things are great writing patterns that we used to be able to use, M dashes. It's not this, it's that. That actually is a good writing pattern. It builds tension, makes a bold point. And so they're just like writing patterns that now are available to everyone with a click of a button or a little prompt that gets integrated into everyone's writing. And so they're saturated. They're saturated. Doesn't mean they're slop. Slop means they suck. They're bad. They're like below average. And they're not. The content AI creates is above average. It's just easy to spot it because everyone is doing it, right? It's like everyone is doing the thing. And so you're like, well, that's AI because like it's the same as everyone else's. And so that's why I prefer using my system to get the building blocks really crisp. And then I craft all of the content and use my skill, judgment, and taste to do that. It's my little point here on side point on Slop. Jobs to be done. What are they trying to do? Their pain points. I think that's really important. This is kind of like the Slop thing, right? Like I don't care about Slop here because I'm not trying to have the AI craft a finished piece of content. It actually creates drafts and has all of the kind of building blocks for me to create incredible content. These are kind of more based around content, right? This is why it's not an ICP. What are the emotional triggers, validation hooks? Like how can you actually really grab that person's attention? Content triggers, anti-triggers, like what really triggers some interest? Situational framings. And so trusted voices, who do they listen to, right? They listen to Lenny, they listen to Exit 5, shout out to Dave, they listen to Behind the CMO, they listen to Marketing Against the Grain, thank you. They listen to CXL, they listen to practitioners, peers at similar stage companies, first person accounts, they love that, named companies. And so you see the richness, the detail. Okay, so like, hey, I've looked at your audience. I get it. This is who your audience is. Well, I actually want to see what works for you, right? Because I want to figure out what ideas fit into the patterns that work for your platforms. Here's LinkedIn, the winning content profile on LinkedIn. This is 160 posts from a single year. It's all of the post content, all of the post performance data, very rich data set. Do the same for Substack. We'll do the same for YouTube. And YouTube, not just the performance data, all of the transcripts, right? Real job, real effort to make this stuff good. And so you can see here, it actually has it ranked by engagement, gets updated every single month, so it does not go stale. It has like news drop and your take, right? Like, so again, it's the pattern. Something happened and what's my take on it? I would say this one is actually coming down over the last couple of months in value. So this stack rank is going to change. This works really well for me. I am on the ground. I am building stuff. My happy space is actually building stuff, shipping things. Practical things that work, not just AI created slop. I used the word slop there properly, right? Not just, that's the proper way to use it. Numbered how to, but I would say that there's like some nuance in there. Here's how to, the outcomes once, right? Number steps. This is the simplification of content I talked about. I overcomplicate content. This is the simplification content. The reason numbered lists work is people want like, just tell me the 5 things. Shut up. I don't need all of this context. Tell me the 5 things. The identity reckoning, this works pretty well. I do have like, here's how marketing teams will change. Here's how role of CMO would change. Here's how this will change. I have a lot of takes on that. I think about those things all the time. This is my fun one on LinkedIn. I love to do just funny posts. Have not done a lot lately and would never have AI find, I don't know, maybe I will ask it to find some funny, it never like really does a good job at finding the funny ideas. I don't know if there's much comedy in business AI. Maybe I want to bring more to it. And then I love doing contrarian takes, why I think people are wrong about things. Like the one that I'm probably going to create a piece of content on is that the marketing leader cannot outsource AI strategy to another role. Don't hire for AI strategy. You are the AI strategist. And so there, it checks all of this, has like anti-patterns. It has the confidence notes. Confidence notes is basically why it thinks this profile is pretty confident. And then you can see, so what do? I have a queue, right? I already have a queue. I have to constantly clean it up. You can see it has way too many things on here. So I will always clean it up. It does this thing where it categorizes them. This is my own categorization. AI is so personal to how you do things. Spicy take, data nugget, educational, like means it has a really shareable piece of data. Spicy means like it's a counterintuitive take. Educational means there's a singular lesson, but I can call it my content queue. So anytime I'm creating content, I'm like, hey, show me my queue. Cool. Don't want that one. Don't kill that one. Kill that one. Kill that one. Kill that one. And then let's find out what's been happening. I can tell it over, I can say research the last 7 days. I can say research the last 28 days, whatever I want to say. I'll go through these ideas here that we've gone through and they're killer. And I think I'm going to add 3 to my content queue, right? So I'll add 3 new ones to my content queue. And that's why I don't run out of ideas. And I'm constantly jotting down things. Like I'm constantly putting things into the queue and then kind of playing around with those ideas. And so this is content ideation. I could do the same thing on ChatGPT and you get different flavors because ChatGPT, I've noticed, is actually better at content at the moment for some reason. So I can run the same process here, works here, has the access to the exact same context, has my audience profile, has all of the winning patterns profiles. Anything I actually create here on the content queue, because of the way, again, I've created it, it will be available here. So they're totally in sync. Doesn't matter which one I work on. That's how you never run out of content ideas. Map to your audience, map to the platform, and don't just regurgitate crap ideas that everyone else is doing. I hope this was an interesting lesson for you. I will be dropping more skills from that content system. It's a lot to do in a single video. So I think these kind of miniature videos with singular skills is the best way to do it. You want more from the content system, drop it in the comments.
This data is wrong every freaking time. Have you heard of HubSpot? HubSpot is a CRM platform where everything is fully integrated.
Whoa, I can see the client's whole history, calls, support tickets, emails, and here's a task from 3 days ago I totally missed.
HubSpot. Grow better.